YouTubers, Rob here. So, strawberry wine from frozen strawberries. This is the key bit, right? Because if you look at normal recipes for frozen strawberries, it says thaw them first. They're just normal strawberries, right? We did it from frozen strawberries, straight from the freezer, okay? Let's simplify this whole process, because when I look at what you have to do normally to make wine, it goes on for pages. You've got to be nurturing it, stirring it twice a day, singing it lullabies at night. I'm not doing any of that. I've got 1 hour. I need to make this quick. I'll show you how to do it. Here we go. Let's do this as fast as we can. I brought some props. You don't have to use too much of your imagination, but you might need some. Step 1, get a stock pot. Step 2, get 2 kilograms of frozen strawberries. Yeah, whether you've picked those yourself like I did from a neighbour's garden, or you buy them, I don't care. As long as they're frozen, that's what matters. Put them in here. This is an 11 litre stock pot, and with all the space in between them, depending on how big they are, it does climb up a fair bit, probably to around there. Add 1.5 kettle worths of water, maybe 1.5 litres, I don't know. As long as it kind of looks like the whole thing is about 4.5 litres by the eye, that'll be sufficient, okay? 1 kilogram of sugar is also what you're going to need. So of course you put your frozen strawberries in here, you've put your boiling hot kettle water on the top of them, and you've started to stir. You've put a flame underneath it, not to get it to boiling point. We don't need it bubbling. We're not making jam, okay? You just need it warm enough to be able to dissolve the sugar and kill the bacteria, okay? So let's do that. Put it all in, and you can use a potato masher. You know, this is the recommended wisdom. Sit there hurting your arms for hours on end with a potato masher, or of course, for the less refined, because this is the lazy method, we just get one of these and go, and away we go. All right, once that's done, because we need to do this all under an hour, we are just going to fly through it. We get ourselves our demijohn, which will be glass, or might be plastic. It won't be plastic because it's going to be hot liquid, so you're going to have to go glass. Okay, I don't have one, it's in there, so I'm going to use this for show. A funnel, okay, not one you've been using for the car oil change. Then what we're going to need is a sieve, okay? Everyone's got one of these in the house, or should have. Bang that on there like that. Then take your strawberry juicy pulpy stuff and pour it in nice and slowly. Probably takes about 6 or 7 goes. Just get it in there, move the sieve around, make sure all the fluids are dripping down into this funnel. Gentle press on it just to get some of that pulpy sludgy stuff drained. You don't have to go crazy, because you take the pulpy sludgy stuff. I'm sure it's got a must, is it? We'll call it, I don't know if it's called must. I'm going to call it sludgy stuff. Take the sludgy stuff and get your muslin bag. You are going to need a muslin bag, or a second sieve maybe would do the job probably. But a muslin bag's better. And you pour it into there each time. So you've done 6 or 7 goes of that. Nice clear stuff's run through. You've got some cloudy stuff kind of going through as you squish it a little bit, and then you've got the bits left over. Bits left over into the muslin bag inside the bowl, and you just leave that to build up. And what happens is still more drains down into here, and you get a fine collection of skanky stuff in here. So when it's finished, obviously lift out the big skanky bag, pour whatever that's in there and discard. So now that's into the demijohn as well. And you're left with all your skanky, pithy, musty, strawberry smelling gunk in here. Get it through your hand like that. Big load of it in there, and it's hot, whatever. It's not too hot, but it's reasonably hot. And you just squeeze it through your fingers. And it drizzles down into the funnel, down your arm. Makes you smell, when you go to bed, you smell the strawberries. It's very bizarre. But yeah, you do that, and you get it all in there. You then add your citric acid, okay? So I bought this thing. This is really quite good. Country Wine Pack A. It comes from, what are they called now? Brewcentre.co.uk, I think it is. And it was £5, 10p, and it gives you everything you need. So it gives you your yeast nutrient, pectolase, which I believe helps clearing, which you put in beforehand to kind of break down the pectin, to make it less thick, because jam needs extra thickness and I think wine needs less thickness. So pectolase, I think, breaks down the pectose in the fruit. Citric acid helps balance the acid levels. You can use just 1 whole lemon for that instead, you know, the juice of a lemon. Wine tannin, don't know what that is. And you've got your stabiliser and finings. But what you do is, it's obviously still quite warm, it's in the glass jar, it was probably coming at about 40 degrees at this point, and I just put this citric acid in, and then I set it in my fermentation fridge. Set it to 25 degrees and left it overnight. And you don't want to add the yeast nutrient without the yeast, because anything that might be in there is now going to be having a right party on the yeast nutrient. So you just leave it be, come down in the morning, finally put your yeast nutrient in with the yeast, bit of water, mix it all around, leave it 10 minutes and pour it in the top and leave it be. All right, it's already kicking off, bubbling within 3 hours, not even that probably, bubbling away quite happily, bang on 25 degrees. Look at that. Okay, there she is. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And she's kind of looking pretty healthy. So what I'll do is I'll rack her after 5 days. That means basically change her out into a different container, where I'll top her up to the full mark, the full 4.5 litre mark, if not a bit higher, to be honest, because you tend to lose stuff. I always find you lose a little bit, don't you? There's losses as you bottle and things like that. So I'll just maybe overdo it. I'm not caring too much about the efficiency, how much sugar I'm getting, the actual ABV. This isn't a connoisseur's method, as you might have gathered. This is just, I've got an hour, I want to make strawberry wine, I want to do it from frozen strawberries for convenience, and I just want some end result that's drinkable. So I think I'm going to achieve that. You don't have to come down every day and stir it, look after it, talk to it, sing it hymns. You just leave it be. Okay, so I'll do that. 5 days later, re-rack. Then you add things like your stabilizers and all that, like you would do any wine. Okay, don't need to teach you that bit. So I hope that's helped. How to make strawberry wine from frozen strawberries that are actually frozen, not thawed. Boom, done. Take care.